Hey, this is Tony with Salt Strong, and in this video I wanted to share a very simple tip that will help you catch more snook with paddletail lures. And more specifically, I was using the Shady 2.0, which we sell on our shop page at fishstrong.com. You can pick some up there, and if you are one of our insider members, you do get up to 20% off everything on the shop page, so definitely be sure to take advantage of that. So I'm going to show you some footage where me, Luke, and one of our insider members were actually out on the water, and we came across a bunch of snook. They were busting up bait on the surface, and I was throwing the Shady 2.0, but I wasn't getting any strikes. So I decided to do something to help me get more strikes. I'm going to show you that here in this footage. So let's go ahead and take a look. So here I'm putting the Shady 2.0 on. I'm using a 3/0 1/8 ounce owner twist lock hook. You can see those bubbles right there. Some fish just busted on the surface. So made a cast over there, was twitching the lure, was doing a little bit of a steady retrieve, and really wasn't getting any strikes from that. And I knew the fish were there because you could actually see them. They were sitting right on that little sandy edge that you can see very close to the trees. This was another cast here, and still no strikes. Got a little bump, but no takers on that one. And you can see our insider member, Tony Prescott, he was the one closest to me, and we got Luke up in the front of the boat there. Tony was throwing a Shady 2.0 as well, and he wasn't really getting any strikes either. And then Luke was up front throwing a 5-inch Alabama leprechaun jerk shad, and he had gotten one fish already because it does have that darting action. No strikes with the tail. Try without the tail. So what I decided to do, instead of actually changing the lure itself, was just rip the tail off of the Shady 2.0, and that created a completely different profile and a completely different action, and the snook were definitely dialed in on that action, as you can see here when I was finally able to hook up. Yeah. Yep. So what you can really see from this is that presentation and the profile of the lure is very important, especially when the fish are really dialed in on and keyed in on a certain type of bait. And if there's a lot of them and the fish are schooled up and they're going after, a specific type of bait, they're really not going to go after your lure. We threw all different types of lures, but what seemed to work best was a smaller profile with a darting action.
Triple. Tony's got the.
So as you can see, when those snook are really dialed in on a specific type of bait or a specific size of bait and action, they're going to want that. You're going to have to replicate that with the lure that you're throwing. So as you saw, I just simply took the tail off of the Shady 2.0, and I was using a 3/0 1/8 ounce owner twist lock hook. Just rip the tail off. You don't have to, or you can cut it off if you want to, and it gives it a little smaller profile, but it also gives it a lot different of an action. When you're using a paddle tail with the tail on there, the tail's going to kick, and it does more of a straight motion. Even when you twitch the lure, it will still stay somewhat straight as it's going through the water. But when you take that tail off, it makes that lure act almost like a jerk shad, and it does a lot more darting and more of an erratic retrieve or motion in the water. And also it decreases the size of the profile a little bit. So those snook were dialed in on some pretty small bait fish, and that's why that type of presentation worked really well. Didn't have to switch lures. All you had to do was modify the one that you were already using. So if you enjoyed this footage, I would highly recommend checking out our Salt Strong Insider Club, where we go out and we film our trips. We show you exactly where we went. We show you what we're using, why we're using it, and how we're using it, depending on the conditions, the patterns, the trends, the time of year, time of day. All those things come into play to basically help us figure out where to go and to help you guys figure out where you should be going on your next fishing trip. So definitely be sure to check out the Salt Strong Insider Fishing Club. If you're new to Salt Strong, just know that we're the best online fishing club in America, because we actually guarantee that you'll catch more fish while saving time and also money on the tackle you need. We do this through premium education, our exclusive insider fishing community, and huge discounts on the best tackle for saltwater anglers. To learn more, go to saltstrong.com. Otherwise, we hope to see you again soon.